My name is Sarah Garner with the Wall Street Journal, and I'm here to interview Bob Barr. It's nice to have you here, Bob.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, let's go ahead and get right into it. When you propose a complete withdrawal from Iraq without delay, what time frame are you proposing? The withdrawal cannot leave the state in chaos, so how do you plan on preventing this from happening?
First of all, Americans are under a misinterpretation of the situation. Our purpose in Iraq is, well, basically we shouldn't be there in the first place, but our presence there doesn't do us any good, and at this point, the Iraqis can handle their country on their own. They have enough money, they can support their own government. So if they know that I'm going to be the next president of the United States of America, they can depend on the fact that the United States troops are going to leave, and they're going to leave very rapidly. A timeline, I'm going to try to have them out of there in a few months. I mean, the American forces are not supposed to be in place over there. It's not the purpose of our military to go across the world and police everyone. Our job is simply to defend ourselves at home. And my proposition is that the first thing we should do is to remove all of our troops from Iraq as fast as we possibly can. That's without endangering the lives of our soldiers, not necessarily the Iraqis themselves. They have security forces who have been trained by Americans for far too long, and it's time for them to take responsibility for themselves. That they fall into chaos is because they chose to.
All right. That brings me to my next question. When you say America should not act as the world police, how do you suppose we should react to the current conflicts in the world, other than the ones that are in Iraq, such as the current affairs in Afghanistan or about the affairs in Georgia and Russia?
Well, again, the military of the United States of America should be concerned with defending Americans at home. They should be in the United States defending us from exterior attacks. The notion of preemption, the Bush doctrine, it simply will do nothing more than start and create more enemies for the United States of America. If we want to succeed on the international stage, we need to rely on trade and economics. If we defend ourselves at home, and if we have troops where vital interests of the United States are concerned, not just any particular country that we think may be a possible threat, then we will be fulfilling the role that we should. Economics should be the concern, and defense of Americans at home should be our other concern.
All right. You also claim that the federal government and the president is not responsible for solving the popular issues like economic trials and the energy crisis. Who is responsible?
Well, see, that's the wonderful thing about the market. When it's actually free, it can solve the issue. For instance, energy policy. If we allowed researchers to go after and research energy as they desired, as the market allowed them to, they would find the most efficient methods for alternative energy. For instance, we're having an issue getting off oil. We've been on it for far too long. The technology is there. We only have to continue to research it and find a method that it can be placed on the market for an affordable cost. And if the market is allowed to research and do as it pleases, it will do so far faster than if the government ties the hands of researchers and tries to take money away from them. If we just pulled our hands out of it and let the market dictate itself, it would solve the issue.
Okay. And finally, as president, what do you think you would be most responsible for? What would be the purpose of your administration?
Well, you see, I have a different perspective on this than pretty much anyone else running in this race. Barack Obama, he tends to want to be the friend of everyone in the world, and he still wants to have our military halfway around the world. John McCain wants to use our military as a force to attack others and to subjugate our will on others. My purpose simply is to bring sanity back to the American government. We have to rein in Congress and its spending. We have to rein in any wasteful entitlement programs that we have. The time has come that we can no longer afford to give money to everyone in the world. We have to look out for ourselves, we have to look out for our economy, and we have to bring our troops home. My purpose is simply to restore this country to its people and away from the hands of greedy politicians.
Okay, I think that does it, and thank you, Bob Barr, for meeting with me today. I'm Sarah Garner from the Wall Street Journal.